If any of you guys watching actually know how to do taxes, you are who I aspire to be one day. Hey, what's going on, you guys? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Mark here, back at you with another video. So are any of you guys still going to use all that useful stuff you learned in school in your everyday life? You know, stuff like the quadratic formula, calculating the length of a triangle, functions, Shakespeare, etc, etc. Wait, hold on, what's that? Yes, you are still going to use all that? Okay, cool, because same here. You know, even though school teaches us a lot of critical thinking skills and prepares us to be more disciplined, I feel that it also fails to prepare us for the real world and fails to teach us some practical stuff that we could use in our day-to-day life. And that's what I want to talk about for this week's video. So buckle up, because this is going to be one relatable video. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I wish I'd learned how to do in school is taxes. You know, why learn about something extremely important and useful that we're gonna have to use every single year for the rest of our lives when instead we could learn about how long it takes Susie to ride her bike down a slope of 60 degrees. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Now, I had to start with taxes because this is the #1 thing that I so wish school had taught us how to do, because for real, I still have no idea how to do taxes for the life of me. This area right here is my brain, and this area right here is my comprehension of taxes. It's such a complicated thing with all this fancy language around it that we never learned about. Like, there's deductibles and Actually, deductibles is the only tax term that comes to mind right now, but you know what I mean. Anytime tax season rolls around, you know, whether it's in commercials, on TV, or in person, all I hear about is all these super complicated terms that I've heard before, but have never had explained to me. And what I hate is that not only did they not tell us what taxes are and all the terminology, but they also never told us how to do them, at least not where I'm from. Like, how do I do my taxes? Am I supposed to go to like the tax building and talk to the tax person and put my tax hat on and suddenly know what all this terminology means and how to do my taxes? Like, where else am I supposed to learn this? Like, math class in school would have been the perfect place for me and everyone else to learn this, but instead we learned about how to remember the quadratic formula by singing. The quadratic formula is -b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You know, that's great and all, but how do I do taxes? Now when I'm going to have to inevitably do my taxes one day, I'm gonna have to try and learn all that complicated terminology and stuff on my own and just drown in my tears of adulting. I can't wait. But if anyone needs the quadratic formula, I'm your guy. Like, for real, the tax person I'm going to be dealing with one day is going to be like, alright, do you have all your business expenditures listed for the past year? And I'm just going to be like, no, but I can do the quadratic formula for you if you'd like. Thanks, school. Thing I wish I'd learned in school #2, personal finance. Okay, similar to taxes but different. I wish I'd learned all of this personal finance stuff that I'm going to have to inevitably use in my life one day while I was in school. Like, off the top of my head, stuff like what a mortgage is, what a 401k is, how early I should start saving for retirement, how to open a credit account and manage one, and I already said it, but how to do my taxes, etc, etc. All of this stuff I'm going to have to desperately try to learn to do on my own when school could have taught it to me. I cannot even begin to express the amount of stress trying to comprehend what these terms mean has caused me. But again, why learn all that practical stuff when instead I could learn how to calculate the ratio of a trigonometric function? Like, I can't wait to use that when I'm trying to buy my own house one day or open a credit account. Thanks, school. Being an adult is so hard. Thing #3 I wish I learned how to do in school. How to tip. Now, this is a really small thing I wish I'd learned, but nevertheless, it's still something really important that I wish I'd learned how to do in school. I'll just say it. I'm 23 years old and I don't know how to tip unless I have my phone with me. Siri is literally my personal accountant. And whenever I tell people this, they always just say, well, just add 15% of the bill to the tip. Well, yeah, that's great, except that school never taught us how to do simple percentage calculations like that. If they did, I would know how to tip. Instead of teaching us very basic percentage calculations like what tipping requires, they had to teach us crap like calculating the hypotenuse of a triangle. Like, what? Like, would it have been that difficult to have a unit in math class for doing very basic calculations for math that you could use in your everyday life along with the super intense math stuff? Now whenever I'm in a restaurant, I actually do get a little panicky every time the bill comes because I never learned how to tip and I know I'm gonna have to leave a tip and school has left me completely unprepared for how to do that. Instead, I have to pull out my phone and be like, Siri, how much of a tip do I leave for 15% if the bill is $30? Help. It's been 4 years since I left high school, and want to guess the amount of times I've had to use a super difficult math formula that I learned in my everyday life? 0. Want to guess the amount of times I've had to leave a tip when I go to restaurants? Hundreds. Thanks, school! Thing I wish I'd learned in school number 4. What college and university is and how it works. So I don't know if this is just me, but when I was in high school, I feel like teachers put a lot of stress and importance on getting good grades to get accepted into a good college and university, but without actually telling us what college and university is and why we should go. You know what I mean? Teachers would always be like, you need to get good grades and good study habits for when you go to university. And I'd just be like, okay, but what is university? Oh, if you thought these essays were hard, these are nothing compared to the ones you'll be doing in university. Okay, but again, what is university? Like, is it kind of like high school? Like, what is it? Make sure you enjoy this high school level stuff while it lasts, because let me tell you, when you get to university, this high school stuff will seem so easy. Okay, but what is it? What will it give me? Like, for real, I had all these questions about college and university when I was in high school that teachers were never answering. Like, what is university? How will it benefit me if I go? Is the cost really worth it? Like, what is it going to give me? Why should I go? And because of that, I actually got super stressed out about university because I didn't know anything about it, and it just completely stressed me out, and I ended up actually not going when I left high school. Even today, I still don't understand like what university is, why people should go, what it's going to give you, like, etc, etc. I mean, maybe I would have wanted to go if school had actually explained to us like what it is, why going is good, like all these questions I had, instead of just constantly telling us how hard it's going to be and all this other super scary stuff about it. But that's just me. And now I might actually be going to university in the next couple of years at the age of 24 or 25, and to be honest, I'm not excited about it because all school has taught us is that university is a hard and scary place. So yeah, thanks, school. And now my brother, who actually wants to go to university, basically has to redo high school again, because when he was in high school, he took all the wrong classes that you needed to take to go to university. So he's basically having to redo all these classes at the right level to be able to go. So maybe he wouldn't have been having to do this if they actually thoroughly explained what it is and how to get in. So yeah, it's a complicated thing. They need to do a better job at explaining that ish to us when we're in school. And last but not least, thing number 5 I wish we were taught in school: first aid. Okay, this is one of those things where I'm not only wishing we were taught it in school, but I'm actually surprised we're not taught it in school. Like, first aid can save a person's life. Like, why isn't this being taught to everyone in school? Like, how amazing would that be if we were all taught proper first aid when we were in school? Instead, only some people know first aid, and in order to learn first aid, you usually have to take some super expensive course somewhere. I personally don't know first aid, so if you're choking or just dying in general, I would just be like, hold on a second, hold on, I'm looking this up. Siri, how do you do the Heimlich maneuver on someone who's choking? So it would have been really nice and helpful for me to learn about first aid. Plus, just think about the endless selfie opportunities with the CPR dummies. Like, that alone is worth putting first aid into the curriculum. So yeah, that's why I wish we had a course on first aid in school, and a course on everything else that I mentioned in this video that I don't know how to do. But hey, at least I know about Shakespeare and all his plays and Shakespearean English instead of all this other practical life stuff, right? That counts for something, right? Okay, rant over. There you go, guys. That's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found this rant just as satisfying as I did to get it out. So if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment below letting me know what you wish you had learned while you were in school, and did you relate to anything I said? I would really like to know if I'm not alone in this rant. So leave a comment down below. Also, be sure to share this video with anyone who you think would really relate to this rant. Sharing really helps me out a lot, so please do that. As always, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. All the links for that are down below and at the end of this video. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I post new videos every single Friday and you don't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button right down below, because I'll be doing a giveaway once I get to 1,000 subscribers and you don't want to miss it. So hit it. And I want to get to 1,000 before the year ends, so every sub counts, so I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next Friday for another brand new video. Bye!